Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about the Phantom Knights, which are of course the, main theme of the set, Phantom Rage. When it was announced they were going to get a new support, I think a lot of players were pretty hyped. This was obviously before Bardiche came back, which changes the game entirely. Obviously decks like Orcust having access to Bardiche is nutty, but there's some genuinely good new Phantom Knight cards that I think might allow the deck to either stand on its own as a competitively viable option, or at the very least, as a larger percentage of an engine that will really make the deck work. So I'm pretty excited to go ahead and take a look at these cards. These are coming out in Phantom Rage. I believe I got all of them. I'm trying to catch up on Phantom Rage before going into the Blazing Vortex stuff. But that being said, before I do get started, if you guys just take 1 second to go ahead and click that sub button if you have not already. We're trying to get to 3,100 by November. Currently, we're at 3,101, which means we are at that goal. So as long as we stay at or above 3,100 by November 1st, I will be doing a giveaway for the month of November that I think will be really fun. So you guys will have a chance to win some stuff. Go ahead, click that button if you have not already, and then click that bell button. Trying to get at least one video up a day. So get notified whenever stuff comes up. Breaking news, things of that nature. We will do our best to get it out for you. So let's start out, take a look at Phantom Knights of Tear Scale, or Tear Scale, I'm not really sure how you pronounce that. This is a secret rare in the new set, obviously, it's probably the best one, so it makes sense. You can discard one card, send one Phantom Knights card from your deck to your hand, except itself. If another Phantom Knight card is banished from your graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So there's really barely any downsides to this, right? So some of the Phantom Knight main deck monsters banish themselves to search things, like Silent Boots, and then you also have stuff like Fogblade, which banishes itself to special, so you can easily resolve both of these effects. And discarding a card, sending stuff to grave isn't really going to be detrimental to you at all because your deck wants to be in the graveyard. That's where it's going to primarily operate. And it's a warrior, so it's searchable. It's level 3. So it's break sword target, obviously. Just nothing bad to say about this card. It's just overall an insanely good card. And I think, unfortunately, will end up being pretty pricey, but maybe we'll see with, Mech Knight Gearsu and Eternity Code that it'll end up falling out to an affordable price if Phantom Knights doesn't dominate that top spot. I guess we'll see what happens. Second one is Phantom Knights of Stained Greaves. If a Phantom Knights monster is special summoned to your field, you can special this card from your hand, then increase its level by 1. Not bad. You can increase level by 1, so it is optional. You can make it up to 4, so if you use the trap, the Phantom Knights trap, you can combo it with this pretty well. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Phantom Knights monster from your hand, except itself. Then you can increase its level by 1. So it does some things. It's an extender. It can modify the levels. It's an extender from grave as well, which is really neat. If you mill this off of, Tear Scale, you have instant, Xyz plays or links. And in other words, he makes it really easy to get any of your links, even Bardiche, out on the field. So really good. Both really solid cards. I don't know the rarity of this one. I believe it has been confirmed. I don't think it's a secret, though. These are sort of translation images that came out when the set was first announced, so we'll go over the whole rarity breakdown and everything within a few days once I have a full confirmation. I think it might be out already, but I don't know if they've done it all. We don't know the Starlights. All right, Raider's Wing. This is one of these interesting hybrid cards. It almost reminds me of like Pokemon's Delta species. This card is always treated as a Phantom Knights monster and a Raid Raptor card. Pretty cool. If this card's in your hand or grave, you detach a material from a dark Xyz you control, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Just a really, really good extender. Combos with Force Strix really well. Just overall, it's going to be good for Raid Raptor and Phantom Knights, and it's just a decent card in general, being a level 4 dark. And then a monster whose original attribute is Dark and has this card as material cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. So your monster that you make, like if it's an Xyz, cannot be Veilered, it can't be negated by impermanence. So it's going to put some pretty cool stuff on there as far as stopping targeting. Really like this card, and it's cool that they did this archetype crossover thing. I'd love to see them do more of that with stuff that you can utilize both and also go off on your own. Raid Raptor Stangliness, I included this even though it's not considered a Phantom Knights because it does indirectly support the deck. If you control a dark monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, but you're locked into darks for the rest of the turn. So, again, level 4, most of what you're going to be summoning is dark anyway. That's not a bad type to be locked into. It's just a really, really good extender. If you control an Xyz monster that has a dark Xyz monster as material, that was a lot of words, you can target one level 4 level Raid Raptor in your graveyard, special summon it, but negate its effects. I don't know how often you pull that off, depending on what other Raid Raptors you're playing, but again, if you're playing Raider's Wing, then maybe you have that option. Now, ideally, the way you're getting to that effect is if you rank up one of your other Phantom Knight monsters or something, so it's not a hard condition to pull off. It's definitely a neat card. I think some kind of Phantom Knight Raid Raptor build might actually have potential. We got a new rank up magic. During the main phase, banish any number of dark monsters from your graveyard, then target a dark Xyz you control. Special summon from your extra deck 1 Phantom Knights, Raid Raptor, or XYZ Dragon Xyz monster that is a number of ranks higher than that monster, equal to the number banished. So that's a lot of text, but essentially you banish, 3 dark monsters, you take a rank 3 and rank it up into a rank 6. That's kind of how it works. For every dark you banish, you rank it up, and it's treated as an Xyz summon. For the rest of the turn, you can non-special summon from the extra deck, except Xyz monsters. Not too big of a detriment, because you can still go Bardiche first and then do this. I think it's neat. I'm not sure what targets exactly you're bringing out. Like, obviously, you can, Azathoth's banned, so that's not an option. But there's a lot of dark Xyz monsters that exist, and you can certainly find ways to utilize these based on Phantom Knights, Raid Raptor, and or Xyz Dragon. That's a decent card pool to rank up into. Raid Raptor Phantom Knight's Claw. If a monster effect is activated, detach a material from a dark Xyz monster you control. Negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. That's just good in general. Then if you detached a Phantom Knight's Raid Raptor or Xyz Dragon card, 1 Raid Raptor Xyz monster you control gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. So that's going to depend entirely on whether or not you actually have a Raid Raptor Xyz on the field. But just otherwise, detach material from a dark monster, negate a monster effect. That's good, and it's searchable. So it's really good. Raider's Unbreakable Mind. It's treated as both a Phantom Knights and Raid Raptor card, so it's neat. If you see someone using a dark Xyz monster's material, you can destroy 1 card on the field. It's quite literally the same thing Bardiche does, like, that's neat. If this face-up card in your spell and trap zone is destroyed by a card effect, you can set 1 rank-up magic spell directly from your deck or graveyard. So, again, not bad. You can combo with Break Sword to pop this and something else. There's a lot of neat synergy there. It's a trap, so it's always going to be a little slow. I don't know how much play it'll see, but I like it, at least on the surface. Alright, Raider's Knight is a secret rare. This is 2 level 4 darks. It's always treated as a Phantom Knights and Raid Raptor card, which, in other words, makes your counter trap live all the time. Detach a material from this card, special summon from your extra deck 1 Phantom Knights, Raid Raptor, or Xyz Dragon monster that is 1 rank higher or lower than this card, using this card as material, but destroy it during your opponent's next end phase. Basically, you can rank him up into... I think it's Dark Rebellion Requiem Dragon. You can rank him up into some of the Raid Raptors. You can rank him down, so you can put him Break Sword on him. You can put some of the other Raid Raptors. I don't think you can make Dark Rebellion, like standard Dark Rebellion with him, but what you can make is the new one, which we'll take a look at in just a second. Overall, really cool card. I like that it's treated as a Phantom Knights and a Raid Raptor because it basically makes all of those dual support cards easy to use in either deck without having to lock yourself into specific things. And Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon, 3 level 5 monsters. You're not going to summon it that way all that much. This Xyz summon card cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can detach a material from this card. If you do, you can only attack for the rest of the turn with this card. And this card gains attack equal to the combined original attack of all other face-up monsters on the field. That's definitely not terrible. If this card is a Dark Xyz monster's material, negate the effects of all other face-up monsters on the field. So that's a lot. It's a skill drain. It can pump itself up tremendously if you're making it against an opponent's board that's strong, and if it's Xyz summon, it can't be destroyed by card effect. So there's definitely a lot of things that it has going for it in terms of protection. That's a pretty powerful OTK machine, and it doesn't seem like there's any reason that you wouldn't be able to just make it with Raider's Knight, especially because it specifically says it's treated as an Xyz summon. So I think you could just go off and pretty much do 2 birds, 1 stone. I like this too. Really cool art, and I believe this is the cover card of the set too. So, not sure on the rarity. I'm guessing it's going to be Ultra or Secret, but like I said, we'll do a full rarity breakdown once I have the full list available. So, that's pretty much all the new Phantom Knights stuff that's going to be in the set. There's a few Raid Raptor cards I left out because they have no connection to this archetype, but if you guys want to see that, I can certainly put a video together. Also want to cover the Tri-Brigade stuff, so there's some other stuff I want to get to before we actually jump into it and just sort of get up to speed. But let me know what you guys think about Phantom Knights. You think they're going to be good? You think they're going to be okay? You think Orcus is going to still dominate and you'll see some kind of hybrid deck? Drop the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time right here at LoveShare.